Welcome to another episode of Undrafted Amateurs.
Episode 30.
Episode 30.
Do you think you're getting better or worse at this?
Probably worse.
I think you're
and
getting
I think
better.
I started out bad.
I'm not gonna lie, man. The first few episodes, you were awful.
Oh, terrible.
But now you're getting a lot better.
Yeah, I was awful and you were just atrocious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom listens to podcasts. Shout out, Mom. And,
Shout out Mama Bear.
Had no idea because we recorded, again, like we said, it felt like 4:30 last week.
Yeah.
And she was like, you were so kind to Christian. I was like, wait, what did I say? She's like, no, you actually were. I was like, dang it. I got to go back and do this better next time. None of this being nice to Christian.
You were nice.
Junk.
Aw.
Yeah. I was like, wait,
it.
are you serious? Really messed up. On this episode, we've got a little talk about the Open, which was fun. Got some U.S. soccer.
Bang.
Iceman's back. A banging Florida man, perhaps.
Ooh,
who knows? We'll
it's
see.
your
We'll
turn,
see. We'll
right?
see.
Your turn.
It's my turn. And then I've got almost my own unsung hero. So that's a little teaser for what we've got coming on.
Oh.
But before that, what happened on this day in history?
Do you think this is your favorite segment?
It's easily top 10 favorite segments of mine.
So 1775, before the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Postal Service was established by the Second Continental Congress. Guess who was the first Postmaster General?
No idea.
Benjamin Franklin. Crazy, right? And then in 1952, on this day, Puerto Rico attained its own government as a Commonwealth of the United States.
52, you said?
1952. Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Yeah, you didn't know this, but it only happened like, what, almost 71 years ago that Columbus sailed across?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Who knew? People acting like it's ancient
Couple
history.
good day in histories, though.
That's
Post service.
interesting. The
Puerto
post
Rico.
service was before
It was a year
America.
before.
Before America
Before
was America.
And then by Ben Frank. My guy Ben Frank.
So, question about Ben Frankie Boy. Do you think that he actually did everything that he's credited with?
No.
Or I feel like so many people like that are just, they've become
add accolades.
Yeah. It's like, Helen Keller, great example on this. Do you think she's actually done everything? Or is it like she did a lot of remarkable things and then all of a sudden the legend of Helen Keller or the legend of Benny Frankie Boy has grown?
Do you have something against like blind or deaf people?
That's clearly what I was meaning by this.
Yeah.
But okay, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like someone does something extraordinary and then it just grows. And then all of a sudden it's like, well,
100%.
someone did this. It was Ben Frankie Boy.
And as the years go by, it's more and more. Like Michael Jordan. LeBron is obviously better than Michael Jordan, and we're going to realize that, right? In the next few years.
After his legend grows.
Exactly. But Michael Jordan is like, oh, he's a professional. But first of all, he sucked at professional baseball. Can we just put that one out there?
Yeah, dude. I mean, he wasn't even that good at his second professional sport. Like, what a loser.
Well, but they say like he was a professional. I guess, yeah, he played minor leagues.
Like, how good are you at Chell, as you say? And that's like what?
Top 100
Your
in the world.
fourth best sport?
Top 100
come on.
in the world.
Come on, Michael Jordan.
Dude,
did you watch Air,
speaking
though?
of Chell, I did watch Air. Yes.
Did it make you like him more? Because it's kind of fire.
It did. Yes. It made me like him more. But that's just, once again, that's, whatever.
Anyway,
I'm sure a LeBron documentary is going to make me like LeBron more. But speaking of video games, you know what I'm addicted to now? And I just started playing.
You said speaking of NHL.
Video games. Nope.
NHL. Oh,
I played Chell for a while. Rocket League. I am addicted to Rocket League.
But you're not a gamer.
I love Rocket League right now.
What even is Rocket League? Everyone can just roast me. I literally have no idea.
Oh my goodness. So it is a quote unquote soccer game, but you play it with like cars.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
It's sick. So you can either do like 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, or 4v4. And you do it online, and it's a 5-minute game. And and you just like try to maneuver your car with the analog sticks.
Yeah.
Type of deal. And it's actually pretty sweet. Some of my buddies are really good at it, and I've never gotten into it. I was like, nah, I'm not. And then I played it for the first time probably a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. And I was like, oh no.
I'm addicted.
No.
I'm hooked.
I started doing the training.
You're doing it like a campaign or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
game.
except online.
Online. I will say about soccer. I feel like it has the best variations of any game. Like you can play crab soccer. The thing now that's golf with a soccer ball where the big holes you kick it into. Car soccer.
I kind of want to play that.
You know what I mean?
I kind of want to play that big golf game.
That does look pretty fun. So Bus on the Boys, shout out JP. Their podcast does a pet peeve of the week.
Smart.
It's just kind of fun thing. It's like
Yeah.
everyone, the producers, all of them share a pet peeve that they have. And I don't want to copy them because I want it to be, our podcast and be unique. But I've been getting so annoyed at so many things lately. I'm like, okay, this doesn't have to be a regular segment, but I need to complain and I need an outlet to all one people that listen to this podcast.
Yes.
I need them to hear how frustrated I am. At first, you ready for this?
Yep.
Drivers that cut corners blind. Okay, so like, if you're making a left turn and instead of like going all the way out and then cutting through, you're like cutting across the corner.
Yes.
Like, I get it. In a parking lot, plenty of times, I'm not going to go all the way around. Like, you can just loop, do a gradual angle. But when you can't see where you're turning into, don't drive through the other person's lane. I was sitting in Kroger at Willow Lawn about to pull out.
That's
and there's
the worst,
like a truck blocking it. And I'm like sitting there and I see this car coming up. I'm like, they're about to hit me. So I literally have to back up because they cut straight through my lane. You know what I mean?
That's
I'm like,
the worst.
Yeah, it's like if you can see where you're going, do it. But if you can't see, you're just an idiot who's going to hit people. My brother actually got hit on a bicycle from someone who just cut a corner too quick and clipped him. It wasn't even a blind one. They just were an idiot.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, that's because Kroger sucks in Willow Lawn. Like just that whole.
I go there all the time, and it is brutal.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like packed, and people can't drive, and people just dart out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my girlfriend did that and almost got hit, but it was her fault. She literally just didn't even look one way or the other and just walked.
And this is why Willow Lawn is dangerous for the rest of us.
People like her.
Here's a thought, drivers. Look before you drive.
Yeah, or pedestrians. Look before you cross the street. Oh, you know what pet peeve is? I'm going to take it straight from you because we talked before we went live.
Yeah.
Hijack.
The fact that it's every week?
Dude.
Mm.
I am so sick and I'm so tired. Because Ted Lasso did it, now other shows.
Every single show that we are watching right now is an every week release.
It's at Apple TV only, or is it Amazon
No, it's
Prime
Amazon's
too?
doing it.
See, now that's
it's so annoying. And so you were saying was it last episode that we should watch Hijack?
Yes.
So it already was on my radar.
Yeah.
You said it. I watched a couple more trailers.
Good, right?
Gotta watch it. Yeah. So then we got back home Monday night, and Caitlin was like, "What should we watch?" Like she wanted to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty, and like another one. I'm like, hold on one second, just watch the trailer. I know you, and I know that you're gonna watch the show. And so I played the trailer, and like halfway through, she's like, let's turn it on right now. So we get in
now.
And she wants to go to bed early all the time. And so it was Thursday night we started because it was a work night. Yeah.
Like roles reversed. Yeah.
Well, so it's 11:30, way after when she normally does it. And she normally is like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna go read or go to bed or whatever. It's 11:30. We'd watched 2 episodes. She's like, I want to watch another one, but I just feel like that's a bad idea right now. So we finally like put it away. The next night, binge the next 3. Well, that's 5 episodes.
Yep, and you caught up.
And what's worse, didn't know that it was coming out every week.
Me either.
So all of a sudden, I'm like, all right, let's start then. And then it's because you know how we won't give any spoilers.
Yeah.
But the last one is a little bit of a suspenseful moment of like what's going to happen with a certain character. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, let's just start the next one. We'll watch like 15 minutes of it and then we'll go to bed. Some stupid show popped on. It's like, hey, you want to watch this?
The worst part is you almost kind of forget too in a week.
Okay, I get it from a business model. You're trying to keep subscriptions going on longer. Like that makes sense. But it's actually making me lose interest in the shows. This one, not because it's good enough, but all these shows that are just, let's be honest, they're binge quality and that's it.
Well, even when you just said, we don't know what's going to happen with the main character or with the character, I was like,
which one?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what happened again? You know, because it's a week is a long time. I don't love it. I mean, I understand why I guess they do it. And it was kind of fun for Ted Lasso on Pro to be like, hey, Wednesday night, right? Wednesday night's Ted Lasso's night.
Yeah.
But I don't love it.
Well, let me just paint this picture for you. We created streaming services. It's cool. You watch what you want on a time. You've got like Netflix. They're doing it. Now, all of a sudden, you have 10 streaming services, equivalent of, I don't know, let's say channels. You have to bundle them. The $10 adds up to, I don't know, dare I say the same as a DirecTV subscription.
Yeah.
Then we're going to release them every week. Yeah. So now, guess what we have just done? We just completely reinvented cable with 0 benefits.
Yeah. Unless you're like one of those people who are like, I only watch Apple TV, right? And then that's the only thing that they have.
But for the rest of us, It is
Who
just
have
cable.
Hulu, Netflix.
It is cable 0.0. It's just
Amazon
worse.
Prime, Apple TV. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I agree.
Oh.
And honestly, now I'm kind of pissed off.
Yeah, we shouldn't have done this pet peeve thing.
Yeah,
now
now
we're
I'm
just
kinda
fired
pissed
up.
off.
But Hijack, great show.
Great show.
Did you see the making of it?
No.
So they had this.
What's his name?
it was like
Idris Elba?
Idris Elba, yeah.
He's good.
He's really good.
He is good.
I was looking it up too because he was rumored to be the next Bond. And I was like, ooh, that'd be cool. And then I think I saw an article that he said he was nowhere even close to the short list. So that's a little bit of a bummer.
Funny.
But I guess they have like this real plane and they were talking about how they have like the fog machines coming outside. Like it's so realistic. And then as you're going through the show, every minute is correlating to a minute in showtime. And it's well done and it's exciting. And it so far is an interesting plot line.
Is it really? Every minute's correlated to a minute in showtime?
I mean, there's probably like a couple off, but essentially the whole flight, 6 hours and 50 whatever minutes. And I think it'll be probably like 8 episodes total is what I'm assuming. So like 45, 50 minute episodes.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't even recognize that, to be honest.
So I don't know. I just really like it. Any other shows you're watching though?
That's it. That's it for right now. Before that though, I did watch The Witcher.
The Witcher. I haven't watched that.
Yeah.
Is it good?
I don't even know if I finished the third season, to be honest. Like the first season was really good.
Yeah.
The second season was good. And then this season's been, in my opinion, decent.
Just decent though.
Yeah.
We are watching Jack Ryan also.
Oh, okay.
Which has been pretty. Did you watch any of the other seasons of it? So I think this is the
Never did.
fourth and final season, which
Okay.
I'm like, it's a good show. It's entertaining. I'm like, would be a little bit sad when it's over, but it's also probably run its course too.
Yeah.
So,
Those action series.
with John Krasinski, old
I
Jim.
like that guy, man.
What a guy.
Gosh, I like that guy. And he's married to, what's her name? Emily Blunt? Blount? Emily Blunt.
Is he? I mean, I'm not doubting you. I just don't even know. Sounds right. But you can convince me.
Yeah, I'm right.
What a genius.
Yeah, I'm right. I knew it.
What a genius.
I knew it.
All right. Should we move on to the Open?
Yeah, let's do it. In fact, I had kind of a crazy weekend, so I watched a lot of the highlights, but it didn't incentivize me to watch Sunday.
It did?
Did not. Like what? I mean, Harman was up 5.
Yeah.
And then I saw after hole 1, he was up 6 because Young bogeyed hole 1. And I was like, 6 up with 17 to go.
Dude, I just really had in my mind that Rory was going to win. So
I thought he had a shot.
And he was 3 under through 6 on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean, who knows? Maybe the man's just going to go on a tear. Interestingly enough, he shot a 71 round 1, 70 round 2, 69 round 3, and 68 round 4.
Good for him.
It's a nice little cute pattern.
Yeah. It's just like a cute, like Lululemon pattern.
Cute. I know.
Like Veer Bradley.
Ugh. Little, Lily Pulitzer or whatever.
Oh,
Do you remember every girl in my high school wore that
I
stuff? And I'm
wore
just
it.
like, really?
No.
I didn't know if they even had men's clothes, but I'm like, it just
They
looks like
didn't.
someone threw up color in a store.
I know.
It's
It was like pink,
disgusting.
green. Yeah, I know.
Hated it. But anyway, I thought it was going to be closer. Let's just put it that way.
Me too. Well, no, I did not actually after Saturday.
Well, okay. I'm talking about like before.
Oh,
going
100%.
into.
But yeah, I knew when you're up, I forgot the statistic, but it was like, if you are leading rounds 2 and 3
Mm-hmm.
of the Open, or of a major, the last 9 players have won the major. And Harman was the 10th, and so of course he won. But
Also, an interesting stat I saw midway through.
it was by
that
5 strokes.
The average ranking, like world tour ranking of the Open winners, I don't know I want to say like last 10 years or so, was like 25.8 or whatever, and Harman is ranked 26th.
That's some crazy stats.
It was.
Right there.
I'm probably botching it slightly, but you get the idea of it. It was something very close like that. I was like, that's fascinating. And that was
some stats are too weird.
Yeah, I think it was Friday that they said that too. I was like, oh.
Well, it's like the Duke UNC rivalry. Like I forgot it was maybe a year or 2 ago, but like out of all the games they've played, the point differential was like 3 points, and you're like, how?
Some stats are too good. Some are ridiculous.
Yeah, some are dumb.
Rahm though, Saturday coming out, he was 2 over going
63.
in, and then shoots a 63. And he did not look good on Friday.
Yeah.
Like,
But he looked good Saturday.
But he bounced back, so that was cool.
Can we talk about Justin Thomas?
Missing the cut again?
Well, he missed the cut again, but he shot 82 on Thursday. He has shot in the 80s in the last 2 majors.
That's kind of nuts.
PGA and then the Open. So I think he's going to miss the Ryder Cup this year.
Dang.
I don't think he's going to be he might be a captain's choice, captain's pick, but I don't know, man. He's playing some awful golf.
I know. It's a little tough.
It is a little tough. And
especially
I will
from
say,
your guy.
it was also weird not to see Scheffler in the top 10.
I know. Because he ended up.
I think it was top 30.
Because he didn't shoot well on Sunday, did he?
No. Let's see. He finished tied 23. Yep. So he shot even. He shot whatever.
Yeah, terrible.
Sucks.
Awful.
Spieth,
if I ever
20
shoot even, I'm quitting golf forever.
You had sorry. He was even for the tournament. He shot 4 under on Sunday. He had an awful Saturday. Spieth, Scheffler, and Fowler all were even.
Oh.
So
Got my days mixed up.
So let's one more thing about golf here. This was the last major of the year, which boo. But I will say, all in all, you had Rahm who won the Masters. You had Wyndham Clark break through and win the U.S. Open, which was awesome.
Right.
Then you had, and I might be botching the order, but then
PGA.
you have Koepka with the PGA. Yep. And then you have Brian Harman. So 3 out of 4 were Americans, which, fires your boy up. But I will
Hate to see it.
I will say I love seeing Wyndham Clark win, even though
No.
I would have loved seeing Fowler win more, for sure. But it's always good seeing a young American win a major.
Agree to disagree.
And then Koepka, dude. Gosh, seeing Koepka win the PGA was like seeing me hit another kickball home run. I mean, it was beautiful.
Hit your second one. Your career
Touch
second.
Touch them all. So anyway, all in all, I mean, we still have a lot to look forward to. We have the FedEx Cup, we have the playoffs, and then we have the Ryder Cup, which is probably my favorite event.
That will be fun to watch.
So
it's going to be the first Ryder Cup where I've been enjoying golf.
Yes.
To watch, which will be fascinating.
Joe is a good golfer now.
Excellent golfer. Suck.
No. You can hit a golf ball, though.
I can hit a golf ball. 3 out of every 5 times. Don't ask about the other.
Are you using that Ben X chip I got you?
You never gave it to me.
Oh.
You remember?
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like...
It helps your putting.
I was like, I lost it. I was like, no, you never gave it to me.
Yeah.
It does help my putting?
It does.
That would be a wonderful thing to have happen.
Yeah.
Also, do you see the 6'8" amateur?
No.
I am blanking on everything about him. I want to say he's from like South Africa. And then I heard the announcers say that he's taller than 9 players on the Georgia Tech basketball team. So just drawing the conclusion, I'm wondering if he goes to Georgia Tech or went to Georgia Tech. It's the only thing that makes sense. But man, it looks weird seeing someone who's 6'8" hit a golf ball.
How can you...
Yeah, his knees look just weird.
Because Harman's
and
like 5'7" or something.
Really?
He's tiny.
He's a little guy.
5'8" maybe, but he's small.
Fascinating.
I know. But I was hearing the announcer say this, and I was like, shut up. Because they were like, it's really nice to see someone who doesn't hit the ball far and who's accurate win a major. Shut up.
No, literally no one wants to see that. That is the most frustrating thing about golf.
Yeah.
Is that it's just about being boringly consistent and like smart.
Even
about your
in
play.
like amateur play, yeah.
Yeah, that's across the board. It's like I don't want to see that at the top.
I want to drive it over trees.
Yeah. As much as I'm not a big fan of DeChambeau, I want to see people take ridiculous shots the way that he would.
I will say, and I played in Couch Tours tournament yesterday, which
how'd you play?
It's crazy. Really well the first 14, and then last 4 just lost everything.
Oh, dang.
Probably tired, just swinging out of my shoes. But the couple shots I really remember are the ones I just did ridiculous drives, like over trees.
Yeah,
like
that's the thing. It's like you do something ridiculous, and then it actually hits.
And then you're like, that hit diff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that hit diff.
Makes you want to play again. Then you try and fail, and you're like, I could do it next time.
But I know if I play again, your boy's got to keep that right elbow locked, right? Close to side. 80% swing, man.
What about left elbow locked?
Anyways,
Guaranteed to lose 200 yards on your drive. Let's go.
yeah. In other news, what about soccer? Let's talk about women's soccer because guess what?
They don't sing the national anthem.
It's the Women's World Cup.
Oh, didn't know where you're going with this. Did you see that though?
I actually did not know.
It was like half of them weren't singing. And then of course Twitter and everyone on there is like, oh, it's a protest, massive conspiracy. Like it was like, what if they just didn't want to sing the song?
What if they were just like nervous?
Yeah, they're nervous and they don't want to sing it.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Anyways, though, they won 3-0 against Vietnam last week, which obviously good win, but they were ripping, not ripping them apart, but they were like, wow, some sloppy play by the U.S. We were supposed to win like 6-7-0, and we didn't. Because Vietnam's not that good.
Yeah.
But we play the Netherlands on Wednesday, which should be a tough test because the Netherlands are pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see. Did you know Dennis Rodman's daughter? You see that?
I do know that. Iceman also gives that a little nod and a shout out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ice Dog?
Ice Dog.
But, I mean, U.S. women's soccer, this would be the first time, crazy statistic, the first time any national team, men or women's, would win the World Cup for 3 consecutive times. First time ever, both sides.
Really?
Any nationality. So, because U.S. won in 2015, 2019, and then if they win 2023, 3 straight. No country has ever done that 3 times.
Wow.
So that's big.
That is
right?
huge.
So I'm sure they're feeling the pressure. We have a great team, though. I mean, goodness gracious.
Didn't win 7-0 though, so.
That's true. They suck. Watch them lose 3-0 Netherlands.
Well, since I just mentioned it, should we go to Iceman? We got him back
Iceman.
this week. What a legend.
And the home of the brave. See, it's that easy to sing the national anthem. But if you're caught up on that, then don't at me. Here in the World Cup, for the women's side, we have a lot of things to be proud of from the U.S. women's national team, including Dennis Rodman's daughter playing for the team. But this week's unsung hero goes out to Jamaican defender Sal Washington, who's only 17 years old. Now, Soleil is not really born and raised in Jamaica. She's actually from Atlanta. She played for Chamblee High School, where she's a defender there, but also, the Georgia High School Soccer Player of the Year as a junior, where she had 42 goals and 9 assists, and, messed around and led her team to a state title. But the defender is now representing Jamaica in the World Cup, and she got on the other night. It was a super cool moment for her and her family. Her sister even almost made the team, but was a part of the final cuts before Jamaica finalized the roster.
Wow.
Now, winning state title is pretty cool in Georgia, big state. Being a high school player of the year, pretty cool. She also led her club team to a national title. This girl is electric. So if you need somebody else to be watching during the Women's World Cup, watch out for this week's unsung hero, Sal Washington, because this girl is destined to be a star. Here's to you. You're this week's unsung hero.
That is nuts. You hear this, not a ton, but a decent amount with the Olympics or things like that, of athletes that are high school aged and are playing for countries on international scale. If you stop and think about that, though, imagine 17-year-old Christian Mosier.
I know.
On a national team. It's insane.
It's nuts. I was imagining I forgot what it was, but the other day, or maybe it was a golfer who's 21 and they're playing the PGA Tour. And I was like, that's nuts. So why is she playing for, I guess maybe she was born in Jamaica?
Probably born in Jamaica, wouldn't be able to make the U.S. team, would be, I don't know. Maybe she just wanted to. It could be that. Or maybe wasn't able for the U.S. team, or that was said, or who knows?
Who knows?
But I feel like that's another thing that happens a decent amount is people that could, or are from the U.S. are playing in different, again, like in the Olympics or.
Well, especially because the
World
U.S.,
Cup.
I'm women's soccer, number 1 in the world.
Could do it the 3rd time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Bang.
Baseball, here's my own unsung hero. So unfortunately happened against the Braves, but Sal Frelick had his MLB debut. Talk about another youngster. He's 23 years old. Check this out though. I pulled up his highlights. This is from game 1.
Getting the call up.
First at bat,
backhanded by Riley, tough play,
infield single, which is always fine. It's
What kind
anytime
of swing was that?
he literally checks his swing and slaps it over.
1-2.
Second at bat,
On the ground, hugging the line.
rips it down the line.
Everything's coming up for Salvatore. 2 for 2. Harris has to sprint back towards the track, plenty deep to score Frelick.
Swing scores a run on a sac fly.
Frelick's first major league run gets Milwaukee on the board. Ozuna goes the other way. Well struck ball. Frelick back to the track at the wall.
Oh,
leaps and makes the
Right.
catch.
Okay. So now this is the very next play. So he makes that Rob's one.
There's RCF.
Very next play
Brewer
does
goes
this.
To right center field. Long run for Perkins and for Frelick. Frelick does it again.
Snags it at the wall.
Wow.
Then goes 3 for 3 now.
Getting away from third
Gets an
is Wickett,
RBI.
And Sal Frelick has tied this game. Real 1-0. In the
Shut
right
up,
field.
dude.
Then
It is caught by Acuna.
sac
Off
fly
the third
to score the
Here
go-ahead
comes the
one that
play.
ultimately helps the Brewers beat the
take
Braves.
lead. Frelick delivers. It's 4-3 Milwaukee.
So this man in his MLB debut goes 3 for 3 with a sac fly, I think 2 RBIs and a run scored, and then 2 massive snags at the wall. I don't know if they would have gone out. I think Ozuna's
The first one might have. But
I
the
think
second, no.
Arcia's would have hit off the wall, but that's, I mean, at least a double where it was.
Wow. What a major league debut,
I know.
though.
And so like his whole
Holy
family was there and
smokes.
kept like cutting to them and stuff. It was kind of cool. I'm like, this is really annoying that you're doing against the Braves right now. Braves ended up losing that game 3-4, but also that's kind of cool. You're gonna remember
That's
this
such
game
like
for
a
your entire
surreal
life.
moment,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
it's so cool.
So that got me kind of fired up a little bit. And now Christian is a Brewers fan.
So, Milwaukee. How about Milwaukee?
Milwaukee. Well, okay, that's a great transition because I was like, let's just throw up the standings and see what the MLB picture
I
is
mean, they are
looking like
leading,
right now.
so I could be.
They could be.
Yeah,
They
it could
right
be
now.
my favorite team.
Yeah, they are currently a half game up in the NL Central. So are there any teams that are surprising you right now? Quick rundown. We've got the Braves leading the NL East
No
by
surprise
11
there.
and a half games.
I am surprised. Goodness gracious. I am a little surprised with the Mets record.
Dude, I can't remember if I said this on a podcast or not, but they have like a $330 million payroll and they had one all-star and are currently, they're currently
Fourth.
18 and a half games out of first place in
Correct.
the NL East.
So that is surprising, I think.
Yeah. And along those lines, the Padres too.
Orioles.
The whole AL East. So, okay, AL East rundown. We've got the Orioles in first
Yep.
by 2 games now over the Rays. Then Rays in second. Blue Jays in third by 6.5. Red Sox and Yankees tied in last at 8.5. All of them are 6 games above 500 though. The entire division.
I know, isn't that crazy?
It's kind of nuts.
They're
The
going to have
AL
both
East is
wild
really
card
good.
spots potentially.
I think people were expecting the NL East to be like that with the Braves, Phillies, Mets. I mean, 3 playoff teams from last year. Marlins have been pretty solid. Of course, Nationals are garbage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They are, man. They're
Um,
no longer my favorite team.
Not as bad as the A's, though, which again makes me sad because I just don't see them.
Ever being good?
Well, that and also see them moving to Vegas. Like, I would love it if they stayed in Oakland, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
No, I think they're moving to Vegas, and I also think they should do a Moneyball 2, except with instead of Brad Pitt, now it's with Jonah Hill. You know how he takes over now? He's like the head coach, and now they hire.
I'm about that.
They hire like Tom Holland as the.
That honestly, great movie. So I'm about
It
it.
is a great movie. Yeah, I'd say that Orioles are surprising for sure. Twins leading the AL Central. Let's go Minnesota, and then
back to the AL Central. The Reds are in second by a half game behind the Brewers, and they had 100 losses last year. I mean, that's a good turnaround.
that's a great turnaround. Well, how about De La Cruz?
Electric.
He threw a ball the other day across the infield.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I lied. It wasn't across the infield. It was a relay home.
Okay.
He was a shortstop. He relayed a ball home 99.7 miles an hour. Are you kidding me?
When shortstops or just like people in the infield throw the ball around or over 100 miles an hour, it's like,
When they throw it over 90.
well, yeah. But like, I feel like they're a decent, or not a decent amount, several that are around 100. And you're like, this is insane.
I don't get it, dude. How can you be that? I mean, I'm sure he works hard, but he's so physically gifted.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
That's why I had to take him as the miscellaneous athlete.
I
I'm
know.
like, what a
He's a beast.
stud.
He's a beast.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the stretch.
Harper's
gets
playing
in.
well. My favorite player.
Harper's playing
He's
well.
coming back. You saw he made that little over the wall catch on as a first baseman. They're trying him at first.
That was weird to me watching.
I know, but I'm
He was
sure he's a
great
pretty
catch.
good first. Yeah, first.
Yeah. I
baseman.
mean, it makes sense. Like, obviously, you're able to move around. It's just when someone gets locked into one position for you for too long,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's just weird.
Last thing about baseball, I'll say
Mm-hmm.
Ohtani. What are you thinking?
About the trade,
Yeah, he just hit a 113-mile-an-hour line drive out of center field.
I know.
He's such a beast.
I kind of feel the same right now. We have now, I guess, a week.
That
to
was
find
his
out.
last home game for the deadline last
Yeah,
night.
he had a home run in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he hit his home run in
36.
what could be his last home game as an Angel. I mean, I think it makes sense to trade, but I also just don't see it happening. Because they're right now,
4 games out of the wild card.
4.5, I think, out of the
Okay.
wild card, and 8 back off the Rangers for the
Yeah,
division.
I don't think they're gonna come to probably not the pennant, but I can definitely see them getting a wild card spot for sure.
Could,
Yeah.
but then also it's like now Trout's hurt.
Could not. Yeah.
Were they at their closest and still just out, then lose a couple players and fall back more. But man, like, think about how upset we were with Christian McCaffrey getting traded when we're like, we understand everything.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine now being an Angels fan, and if they trade the most exciting player
In baseball.
and maybe ever, but at least like in a very long time.
Yeah. I
That
don't know if they're gonna trade him.
that to me does a lot to a fan base and
But-
says a lot to a fan base.
At the same time, if they get the world, good for them.
That is true.
Maybe Otani's a Brave.
Ooh.
I mean, Braves should. I mean, theoretically, they're leading the MLB. Yeah, I mean, they
Could
work
reinforce some
something
pitching.
out. No, they could reinforce.
It's just also never really been the Brave style to just go
Acuna
out and like
and
spend a
Ohtani.
ton on a
What
player.
about a 1-year deal?
I mean, it could be. It's not like it would surprise me if the Braves did it.
Yeah.
Whereas the Mets,
You think Chipper's coming back?
dude, I think Chipper's going to be here soon. That's just,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know for sure, but that's just a hypothesis.
Who knows?
Moving on to what oscillates between our favorite segment and our least favorite segment,
Florida man.
Florida Man. And the record is now 7-4. I'm pretty sure we've only tricked each other
Once.
each.
Yeah.
So there's that. But time for Florida Man. All right, story number 1. Florida man Jalen Alexander, age 25, made headlines when he hijacked an elderly man's car and attempted to drive away. When he climbed into the driver's seat, he quickly realized he wasn't going to get far as the car had a manual transmission and he didn't know how to drive a stick shift. Alexander quickly found and stole another vehicle, making sure it was one he could drive. Soon after driving away in the new vehicle, Alexander was spotted and taken into custody, where he now faces charges of battery on a victim over 65, and grand theft of a motor vehicle.
My man's ain't that old.
Yeah. I'm literally staring at the number 65 and read 75. Story number 2. Florida man Derek Morrison, age 26, made headlines when he called 911 claiming he was being chased by multiple vehicles. As authorities dispatched to his location, they received another distress call from the manager of a local Kia dealership, claiming there was a young man who was naked, pretending to be driving one of the showroom vehicles and shouting that he was being chased. When police arrived on scene, they found Morrison still inside the showroom car and appearing to be under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Morrison was quickly apprehended and charged with indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and public intoxication.
Story
Which
one's
story's
true.
One's true?
Mhm.
Why?
I don't know, actually.
You're right. But how? How did you get that?
I don't know. When you said manual transmission and he didn't know how to drive stick, I just felt like that's not something you would make up.
I felt like when I said hijack instead of carjack, because I switched the words out because you would think
Didn't
hijack.
even notice.
Did you see this story before as a Florida man?
Maybe I did. Yeah.
I don't know. The only reason, because I'm like, even the manual transmission, like Caitlin was asking about like learning how to drive manual yesterday. And like, I was explaining to her like paddle shifters and how like gears and everything works. So obviously you didn't know that, but we're literally even talking about manual and stick shift yesterday.
I don't know. For whatever reason, I just felt like that was a true story.
Unbelievable. I felt so good about this one.
Next time, brother. Next time.
That's a good fake story too.
It is. It is. I just knew that you would like, that's not a story you would make up. I don't know. I just knew that.
Unbelievable.
I
don't
knew
even know
you
what
would make up the drug one though.
You were so confident too.
Yeah. I don't know. I just knew it. Like after you said manual transmission and he didn't know how to drive stick shift, I didn't even care what the other story said. I knew that was true.
Weird.
I know.
Huh. Interesting. I even tried to put that in, like, I took the story and just said it the way that I would say it normally.
That was my
I was
gut.
trying to lay it out.
That was my gut, man.
All right. Whatever. I'm going to move on. That is a heartbreaking loss there.
You know what me and Becca call this? My pooch.
You have a cute pooch. Man. All right. Draft time. We're going to do 90s bands.
Yep.
You get the discography from the decade.
Okay.
So if they were in the 80s and 90s, you only get the songs they released in the 90s,
Okay.
so on. With the first pick, I've got to do it. I'm going Blink.
No.
Enema of the State came out in 1999. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. Picking that first.
I was actually, they were my number 3, I think.
Number 3.
So this one, number 1, is my number 1 for one reason only. And that is, I Want It That Way, released in 1999 by the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's a pretty good one.
That's a lot of ones.
I feel like this draft's tricky because I'm trying to narrow them down and you're trying to make 5 from these 90s. Because you told me earlier you don't listen to old music.
No.
Not about that.
I do listen to I Want It That Way, though. It's actually my karaoke song. You want
No, that's a good one. That's a good one there.
my fire.
I'm going to do pick 2. Gotta do it. I'm going to go Nirvana.
Stupid.
Created grunge.
Stupid.
It is the epitome of the 90s.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Nirvana, number 2 for me, is something that my stomach doesn't like, but my ears does sometimes. And that's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I was torn between doing that and Nirvana as pick 2. So
Bang.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad though that you picked them.
That one, Joe.
Kind of glad you picked it though, because if you didn't, I'd be having a little trouble narrowing down stuff. So, okay, I'm gonna save this one. But I would pick this third, but I don't think you're gonna pick them. I think you might pick my 4th pick though, which is the Goo Goo Dolls. So I'm gonna pick them third.
The Goo Goo Dolls?
Yeah.
I love the Goo Goo Dolls.
See, I thought you might love them.
I've never really listened to any of their
Wait,
songs.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm a total idiot.
Number 3. Number 3 for me, Green Day.
No, that was the one that I thought you weren't gonna pick, and I had third, and I went Goo Goo Dolls, and you'd never even heard of Goo Goo Dolls.
I actually like Green Day.
That's hilarious though, because you can look them. I'm not gonna show you because that's got other picks, but I had Green Day third. I'm like, you're not gonna pick Green Day, and so I'm gonna go Goo Goo Dolls, who I think you might pick, and then you go Green Day.
No, I would never pick Goo Goo Dolls. You suck.
I'm just way off my game, Florida man. Now let's go. Oh, all right, go ahead. Wait, no, it's my turn.
Just went.
That was through 3, right?
Yeah.
Pick
4.
Pick 4. Let's go. Let's go the Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, classic.
Another just like screams 90s.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
So does it have to be a band?
Like it could be a person, musician, musical artist, whatever you want it to be. I cannot believe you picked Green Day though. Whatever.
Well, then you know what? You know what I'm gonna do number 4? Garth Brooks. Got to throw some country in there.
There you go. You know I'm not gonna.
Got to throw some country in there.
Had to do that. I'm gonna round it off with Foo Fighters. So Foo Fighters.
That was actually gonna be my number 5.
Mm.
Number 5 for me Capping the draft off is Oasis.
Is that just because of Wonderwall?
You know it is.
Just because
that was one of the first songs I learned on guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're my Wonderwall.
You and every other person who didn't learn Crash first on the guitar by Dave Matthews. It's one or the other.
Tell you what, man. You're just mad I can play guitar better.
So you have 2 songs and 3 artists
Yeah.
for the draft. Well
much.
done. Well done.
You got to pick the karaoke song, though.
That's fair. You got people singing along. Green Day's a great one. I mean, you did it. That was episode 30. You know what we're going to ask people?
What? Like, share, comment, view, and subscribe.
And then share again.
Yes.
Because
We
why?
don't
What is
run
sharing?
ads on the podcast.
Yes. And that's because we can't. Because you haven't shared enough.
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening to the show and you've listened more than 15 minutes and you don't share, we have people out there.
And sharing is caring.
Yes, and caring
Is
good.
good. And
Care-
good is
Sometimes
we
you have
like.
to care to prepare, and you have to prepare in order to care.
and if you don't prepare,
You'll get hit with the flare.
peace.
Love.